What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you all are having a very blessed and wonderful day. Today we're going to be recapping everything that was highly important coming out of the sponsored event the other day for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and we got some serious information to discuss. Now, some stuff I got screenshots for, some other stuff I don't got screenshots for, some stuff I got a little bit of footage for, some other stuff I don't. But the main footage that I'm going to be using today is coming right from DrLupo himself. Now, because I know how YouTube's copyright detection system works, if any of his mods ends up seeing this, or if Lupo himself ends up seeing this, please don't strike the video. I'm a black man with a ski mask. I'm not pretending to be Dr. Lupo, nor do I want to. I'm just a man on the internet making videos. That's all it is. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to steal nobody's stuff. Now, if y'all want to check out Lupo's full live stream where you can see a bit more of the gameplay, his impressions, him converse with the other creators and the developer Derek as well, because he was playing with him. He was playing as Harley Quinn. You guys can go back on his channel and look at it. The full stream is still up. Now, let's go ahead and get into the video. So first up, I want to talk about the event as a whole. Now, I said before that this event genuinely had me worried, because if things went bad, things would not have been so great. We are too close to release to really suffer any major hiccups at this point. Now, I had also said that I wouldn't have invited all of these content creators to this event, or at the very least, I wouldn't have only invited them, right? It would have been a mixture of them and then a mixture of people from the community, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I still stand by what I said 100%. Dr. Lupo was the only one I was really okay with, because I knew Dr. Lupo had a history in looter shooters, at least a bit more than some of the other creators that were there. But I can say this, Shroud genuinely surprised me, and I'm happy about that, right? I'm happy because I got proved wrong. I was watching him and Lupo, and they were both locked in. Shroud was making that, like, that kind of tight locked in face that he makes whenever he's playing his shooter games. Like, they were genuinely having a good time, and that was fun to see. I was happy to see that. Now, Tarek, I won't lie to you, I don't think he knew what he was doing half the damn time, and that was very apparent, but he was still trying regardless, so I can definitely give him that. The event started off rough because Lupo's capture card died, so for like 20-25 minutes we were just chilling until they got that back up and running. And besides the few bugs that they ran into that kind of made things feel a bit shaky at the start, everything else went smoother than expected. Like, you even got to see their respective chats ease up on the game a bit and be interested. Shroud was having a good time. He had a chance to play before the event went live. He enjoyed the movement for every single character. King Shark was the character that he enjoyed the most. He was playing as Deadshot the whole time, but King Shark is definitely who I think he's going to be running with once he can get his hands on the actual game. Lupo was like a kid in a candy store. Now, Lupo definitely has a history with a lot of looters like Destiny, Diablo, Borderlands. I believe at one point he said he had like 3K hours in Borderlands, if not around that area, right? So like, once he really started looking at all of these perks, once he really started lining stuff up, he started going nuts. Like, he picked up I believe it was a SMG from Bane's gear set, if I'm correct. He got that SMG and then went and changed damn near his entire build around that SMG and just went nutty. Now, they had a good time. I don't think that event could have gone any better outside of the few mishaps like the capture card dying and various other bugs and visual bugs. All of that stuff not happening, that's really the only way I could see this event being better than what it was. But it did go on for like three and a half hours, so I can't really complain too much. The streams were good, and we got some heavy information to discuss, and we also still got the Insider on Monday, which we will be reacting to. We're going to talk about that a bit later, but let's get into all of the information that we're going to be discussing today. So first up, we have Toyman and his augment system. So as we know, Toyman is one of the support characters that we're going to be interacting a lot with when it comes to messing around with our gear, enhancing it, reshaping it, things of that nature. Now, it was stated during the stream that Toyman has 3 tiers when it comes to augmenting your weapons. The most expensive tier, which may be called Elite, if I remember correctly, like Elite or Elite something, but the word Elite was definitely used. That will let you outright pick the perks that you want. But that option is also the most expensive, so you're going to be paying a pretty penny for the sweet stuff, and that's actually fine. Don't get me wrong, it's just a matter of which perks will you be able to choose from, how many can you choose from, and will it be depending on the weapon, the manufacturer, etc., things in that nature. I just like the fact that depending on, because the way that I see it, if you go for the most expensive option, you will be able to specifically select which perks you want to grab for your gun. But if you get one of the cheaper ones, then it's going to be random. That's how I kind of imagine it is. But at the same time, it is nice because it depends on how deep you go with the re-rolling system as a whole. In my opinion, I would genuinely say don't re-roll anything until you hit endgame, because that's really where stuff is going to matter. You want to save your resources, and I understand how the no levels things might be tempting because you might get a gun early on that I put it like this: if it's not like a very high weapon, like if it's not a notorious or an infamy weapon or things of that nature, don't bother re-rolling any perks on any guns early game unless it's one of those. And I do know if you get the deluxe edition, you're gonna get access to Black Mass's villain gear set. You're gonna get access to some of his gear, and that's the second highest tier in the game. So if you want, you could definitely re-roll stats on that. But anything else, I say just wait until endgame save resources. Now, next up is a roadmap. So based on the explanation that was given, right, because it was in some decent detail, it seems that there is a very high chance we're going to be getting a roadmap come Monday. They had asked about it during the stream, and Darek, one of our community managers, he had mentioned that he didn't say the word. Well, I believe they asked if there was going to be a roadmap, or I'm losing my words. Sorry, I'm doing this off the cut, so forgive me. They asked if there was going to be anything like a roadmap plan or something like that, and he didn't say the word roadmap specifically, but he did say stuff like that and other information regarding Endgame. That's all going to be covered come Monday in the next Insider episode. So fair chance we definitely might get a roadmap. Now, my Avengers players, understand me. We got PTSD when it comes to the roadmaps, right? We got history. It's understandable. But it seems like Rocksteady has all of it, if not at least most of year one planned out, which is definitely a great thing. It's just now becomes a question of if the post-launch content will be of good quality, and how often can we expect those updates. That's really what it is. I'm not saying for sure we're getting a roadmap on Monday, but at the very least, I'm expecting it to a certain extent. I'll put it that way. Next up, we have Villain Synergy, which is a whole new mechanic. Now, whenever you equip a certain Notorious and Infamy set together, you will get a synergy between those two sets, which will both provide a crazy new powerful bonus. Now, Bane and Black Mask are one of these different synergy builds, and it was the first one that we got to look at during the event. It was the only one that we had got to look at, if I'm correct. So in total, right, because I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to read the picture. This villain synergy is called the Terror Behind the Mask. So each non-vehicular enemy that you kill will build up Terror Behind the Mask. When Terror Behind the Mask reaches 5 stacks, the next enemy that you craze, which is Bane's effect, deals 500% more damage while it's alive, and you deal 500% more damage while it's alive. This consumes all 5 stacks of Terror Behind the Mask, and then they have like a little insert at the bottom, which is like a quote from the character. That's the difference between us, baby. Hold on, I'm trying to read this in a Black Mask voice. Okay, hold up. That's the difference. No, that hurt my voice. God damn it. I'm gonna just read it normally. That's the difference between us, baby. You need whatever that shit is strapped to your back. You ain't nothing without it. You ain't nothing with it. And I'm gonna prove it to you right here, right now. Black Mask first appeared in Batman number 386, August 1985. Now, that's essentially what that is, right? Now, in total, that's a damage output of like 1,000% with both sources combined, because the crazy enemy deals 500% and then you deal 500% while the crazy enemy is still alive. That's nutty, and I like it. I'm curious to see what other synergies that the game currently has, and I'm kind of curious about what other synergies they're going to add in the future as they begin to bring in more gear sets from villains in the Arkhamverse. Now, next up, we have some spoilers, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear me talk about it. Skip ahead like a solid, I'd say, minute, 30 seconds, maybe a solid minute. I'll say it again. Skip ahead so you won't get spoiled. All right, All right, time's up. So, this was first mentioned in a tweet that shook all of us, and we're gonna get more in depth with it on Monday. But yesterday, we got a solid look at what the end game will actually contain, which are Elseworlds. I even got some pictures here, but I might actually throw up the video of it where you can see the squad traveling to another universe, and in the scope of everything, you can see the multiverse. You can see all those planets out there with so many characters that can be introduced and stories that can be told. It really opens up the door for future content in various ways. That's pretty much the beauty of the multiverse whenever it's introduced as a concept in any form of media. It can be done well or it can be done bad. It's just a matter of who's behind the wheel, right? Now, the Elseworld transition to the next universe not only confirms the multiverse, but we're also going to be dealing with a Luthor from Earth 2. You can hear Harley call him Lex 2 specifically. Now, this Lex comes from an Earth where they actually lost against Brainiac. And during our incursions over there, we're going to get to see just how much damage Brainiac did and maybe learn a bit more about exactly how things played out on that Earth. Are there any other survivors besides Lex? Things of that nature. Now, next up, we have mastery levels. So mastery levels are related to difficulty. And when it comes to the in-game missions, this is something that's really going to become a key feature. So as you continue to play, mastery levels are something that you will unlock over time. Raising the level will have you facing harder challenges for better rewards. Now, we saw it up as high as 13 levels, but there's actually way more than 13. And different things like modifiers will also be in play. Modifiers will activate in the higher incursion tiers, and those tiers are stated to actually reach 50 or go above 50, right? I don't think we've had official word on that yet, but they're suspected to either reach 50 or go above 50. So for those looking for harder in-game content, look no further. Things in play like extreme weather, bonus effects messing with you, enemies getting stronger, things of that nature. This is definitely what you're looking for when it comes to, you know, this type of challenging in-game content. Now, next up, we have the Paragon system, which we knew about, but now we now we get an actual look at the tree. So after you reach level 30, you get access to the squad talent tree, which is infinite, and then you can continue to dump skill points into that tree to make your characters even stronger than you realize. Now, this never ends. You can continue to add points over time. For Borderlands players, this is like badass rank, if that's the right thing I'm comparing. And then for Division 2, think the SHD levels. Now, the tree looks big, but it's a question of how many skill points you can actually dump into each specific section. And the squad tree affects all characters, so everyone gets the effects. Now, you can even see on the side right here, the description on the side for the skill that's being looked at is extra sniper ammo, which I'm sure Deadshot players will love. And it's the 5th icon next to everyone else's, just to further enforce the fact that this is a whole different tree compared to the other character trees. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is clans. Clans have been revealed to be in the game. Clans are pretty self-explanatory, so not really much I can say right there. I don't know if I'm going to be joining the clan. I'm going to be honest. I usually don't unless I got like a real good reason. But I mean, I could make a clan. If any of my viewers or subscribers, I say viewers or subscribers, because it's a lot of y'all that watch my videos, but y'all not subscribed. So maybe y'all should do that, pretty please, and thank you. It'll only take a second. It'll be very kind of you. If y'all wouldn't mind joining up, I have no issue making a clan. We'll get it cracking. We play to win, but you know, we also play to have fun, things of that nature, and we'll have a place where we can always look for peeps to run with if we ain't got nobody else. Because no cap, I'm not gonna lie, I might be solo dolo heavy duty, but I'm not really tripping about that. So again, if y'all want me to make a clan, and if y'all wouldn't mind joining, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. Next up, we have Incursions. So let's talk about this for a hot second. Incursions are one of the in-game mission types that you're going to be dealing with, where the squad is sent into Brainiac's domain under the protection of something which is called a Promethean shield, which protects you from the Skull ship's tentacles as well as the full force of Brainiac's army. Now, the squad has to fight their way through Brainiac's forces, often with the help of the support squad, in order to make it back to Metropolis. But once the mission is completed, the Promethean shield goes down and the squad has to haul ass against a ticking clock in order to escape Brainiac back before, he carpet bombs that entire area, turning you into a distant memory. Now, in order to do the incursion missions, you have to pay with Prometheum coins, which can be earned in the open world by doing missions and defeating enemies. Now, if you lose the incursions, you don't get that money back. You're never getting that money back. So if you fail, you out of luck. Better go hit up some more open world enemies, missions. Better go do something to make that money back, because you're not getting it back if you lose. Also, one more piece of information, very important. So one of these incursion missions will actually lead into what Rocksteady calls a mayhem boss fight. And the boss fight for Bane's season, which is called Finite Crisis, is Brainiac. Now, as you can see in the screenshot, it says that Brainiac has been defeated already, but they didn't actually fight him in the stream. We didn't get to see that. I assume we might get to see a kind of teaser come Monday for the Insider episode, but we did not get to see that in the event. Now, moving on to Bane, because I definitely just mentioned that Finite Crisis is his season. I'm gonna explain that a bit more. So this is also related to his gear set as well. Now, the Bane gear set is tied to Season 0, which is known as Finite Crisis. This is going to be launching with the game at release. Now, Bane's gear set has a total of 3 different tiers, which are tied to the Incursion tiers, right? Remember going back before how I say the Incursions have different tiers? Like we've seen 1 through 13, and there's supposed to be way more than 13. I'm gonna put these pictures back up here, right? So for levels 1 to 3, you have Bane's Rage. At levels 10 to 13, you have Bane's Wrath, and the last one hasn't been seen yet. And each of these contains different gear in each of these different sections for Bane. But it also seems like you won't really get this stuff until you hit Endgame, because that's when incursions are unlocked. Now, after the season is over, the gear will not be sunsetting. And if you don't know what that term means, whenever something is sunsetting, that means it's going to eventually be removed in order to add new stuff in as time goes on. That's not happening here. At any point, if you miss his gear, or if you simply just want to go back and play his season over again, you can return it anytime. You can play at your own pace, take your time, and enjoy things, so you don't got to worry about FOMO. Also, fun fact, you can see other Earths in the background, right? In the top right-hand corner of the screen, you see 2 other locations. Now, if this is structured like how I believe it is, those other 2 Earths would be seasons 1 and 2. Or maybe they could both be season 1. I say that because I have no idea how many we're supposed to have in a single season. But either way, we are looking at the next season right here in this screenshot. Now, each season will introduce new gear sets and incursions for us to play, and possibly new locations as well. So who knows? Maybe we can visit an Earth where Brainiac won, and it started in Central City, Coast City, Gotham, Bloodhaven, Kahndaq, Gorilla City. It's some potential for some exciting and weird places, and it all sounds cool. They definitely have like what, around 70 to 80 years worth of DC history to pull from, so they got a very deep bag that they can reach into here. Now, final few things. The other mode that we know of as of now, which is Killing Time, the Horde mode, we didn't get to see it sadly, but I definitely do expect to see it in some fashion during the Insider episode on Monday. PvP. Now, DrLupo, funny enough, asked this question. Shroud wasn't going to, but Lupo did because his chat was begging him. And the answer that he got from Derek, which is one of our community managers, verbatim was, "No answer quite yet from me." Now, I'm not going to say anything more. I'm going to leave it right there. Any thoughts that I have about, PvP possibly being hit, that's going into another video. But I definitely felt the need to let all of you guys and girls know that piece of information. PvP was definitely asked about, and we definitely got a non-direct answer. So yeah, there's a chance. Now, in terms of the gear, right? I'm gonna put the picture up here. Boom. So the 2 hidden slots in your loadout are the neck bomb mod, which funny enough sounds close to Sex Bomb from Scott Pilgrim, and then a Lucky Charm. Now, I got a picture of the neck bomb mod. I couldn't find the Lucky Charm, sadly, but I got a picture of the neck bomb mod. and it's called Venom Tolerance. Now, it offers various effects and a set bonus if you pick pieces from Bane's gear set. Also, let's discuss that really quickly. So each piece gives you an extra effect. Having them all equipped gives you all of them combined. Like one piece gives you a 50% chance to apply craze on every melee hit. Having two pieces equipped gives you that previous ability, but also it makes it so that critical hits on crazed enemies have a 100% chance of dropping a rage zone. And when you absorb its power, all damage dealt for the next 20 seconds is up by 100%, and then etc, etc, etc. All sounds pretty cool, right? Right. So that was every important piece of information that we really pulled from yesterday's event. Also, Hal Jordan was the Green Lantern on Earth 2, and he's either dead or working for Brainiac. Now, that has made me a bit more hyped for the end game, seeing all of this stuff like play out and revealed. It feels like it's really going to be some challenging content, and I'm here for it. Also, if you made it this far in the video, I will be coming back to streaming next week for Suicide Squad, and we're going to be on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to chill out, kick it, maybe even run some games, come stop by, and we will have more than a good old time. But with that being said, that's going to go ahead and bring us to the end of today's video. Hopefully you all have had a great and blessed time here. Let me know down in the comments below how you felt about the event yesterday and what piece of information has you the most excited about that you may have heard me talk about in this video. And again, if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smack the notifications bell so you won't ever miss out on any of my future Suicide Squad related content. And I will catch y'all in the moonlight. Peace.